Hello, vicarious mercenaries, proxy ninjas, and pop culture PhDs. Welcome to the Rec Room. So, hope you had a good weekend. And I know most people don't typically care about Monday, but I hope it went well for you. So, finally got at least one of the couple days this week we're hopefully going to be online. I know things have been scattered over the last few weeks, but it looks like MechWarrior and still trying to, it's going to be at least a longer running one for a while, and then still got some work to do on Tomb Raider. But yeah, we're gonna be doing our usual thing tonight. First things first, if you are new to the Rec Room, this is the coolest corner of the internet where you get the rundown on what's going on here with Enforcer Media Productions, whether that be project updates or creative insights, and you also get the breakdown on what makes our favorite franchises tick in the form of commentary, and of course the long-running video game deep dives. So you get a front row seat to what it's like to build a franchise from scratch without industry support. So glad to have you. I know you got a lot to pick from, so all views and participation greatly appreciated. We are currently on Odyssey, Twitch, and YouTube, so feel free to chat or lurk or comment at your convenience. I do my best to keep up with everything, but as history has indicated, I'm not very good at multitasking, but I do my best to try to keep things interesting for you. So I guess where to begin? I'm running unscripted tonight, so no notes. Hasn't been anything too earth-shattering. So I think we're all quiet on the numbers front for the time being. No problems there. And then as far as finally getting back in the saddle today, I got some work done on Friday, but that was following having some family in town. So today was technically the first regular day to get back on some editing for Book 2 in the Firewall Protocol. So I guess as far as the ever boring page count update, so down to I think 80 pages left out of the original 780, and on track to hopefully get that done here in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Finally, right after hearing about it for a year, you're like, get on with it. So that means there's going to be the hard part coming up at the end of trying to multitask with all of the editing, the new content writing, the cover, any kind of proofing, any kind of micromanagement. So there's gonna be a lot to do in the weeks to follow. But overall, very happy with the progress. I guess a little teaser in relation to what's going on. So I'm definitely toward the very last few chapters. I think I'm on 61, and I think there's 67 in total at the moment. And there's kind of like a dual boss fight going on. I've seen movies that haven't done the boss fight thing very well. If they try to have too many characters fighting in too many places at the same time, because that makes the audience like a ping pong ball all over the place. And friends and I still joke about back in the day when Cradle to the Grave came out. I still don't think I've seen that movie since the theater, and I remember distinctly that there was like 3 different boss fights all going on at the same time in different locations in that movie, and it was just kind of ridiculous. So ever since then I've kind of made sure to temper that. I mean, because naturally in large scale movies you're gonna have different parties and different teams and different locations, and you're going to try to, integrate those stories because they all might be relevant to stopping something disastrous from happening. I mean, that does happen in Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and so on, but you got to handle that carefully so that it's not too much too quick with like trying to run slices of every scene simultaneously. So I'm trying to make sure I don't do that. But in a way, there's technically 2 boss fights before another massive, boss slash entity fight. And the interesting thing is, this last action sequence that happens is almost not indicated at all going into the anywhere up leading up to it. And if I had control over making a movie trailer for this, I would be adamant about anything to do with the scene even being revealed, because my frustration over the last couple decades has always been that doofus Hollywood promotional departments, marketing departments, whatever their proper term is, focus more on trying to get you to watch a movie than they do about caring about you as an audience person and still wanting to be surprised or wowed by the time you get to that. So they usually will scavenge for any visually cool thing to put in a trailer. But I mean, normally, if you have a well-made movie, you should be able to do that and pull from about 2/3 of your movie and still be able to get somebody intrigued in the movie or show or story. And if you can't, though, that means you've got everything balanced poorly. That means your entire content up until the last scene is dull and boring, or you've kind of like front loaded the content and put everything in the front, or any other number of problems. But in this case, it's something that's not alluded to very much, so I hope that comes across as, wow, didn't see that kind of coming, didn't see that kind of event coming kind of moment. So that's where things are at in the story flow as of right now. Then I don't always mention this. I mean, I do quite a bit, but not every episode. There are a couple of new posts out there for our Patreon members, and because we're not funded through anything here on the streaming platform side, please head on over, check that out, or if so inclined, pick up a copy of Ascendant Chaos, which is available on Amazon. Of course, all that's accessible from our Linktree account stuff in the descriptions virtually everywhere. So one of which is a teaser for anybody for the new prints that are going to be available, because we got our next show this Saturday at the Chippewa Valley High School Holiday Art Fair. We'll be there on Saturday, which should be November 8th. Mostly, I think it runs like 10 to 4. That's usually the time frame of the art shows. So I heard that my new batch of books is in, so I'm going to have new books and still waiting on the prints, but if all goes well, no shipping issues, should have some new prints available along with the growing inventory of pop culture things and some other, kind of tech sci-fi concepts, along with anything that I've got that's Firewall Protocol related, and of course the usual Aladdin 3477 stuff. And on top of that, so I'm going to kind of got my ideas narrowed down for the next couple of prints I want to do. But I don't have as much time in between shows now, and especially there only being like 2 shows after this weekend, I'm not going to have as many opportunities to really get new content out until next year. And then by the time we hit December 31st, it's going to be trying to discover what the next phase of the project is, because obviously I'm trying to get book 2 done as short time possible, but the resource clock is running out, so I don't know what the next few months to follow are going to look like in terms of how workflow is going to go. Even though I'm starting to get shows on the books, but I don't know what a potential work schedule is going to look like just yet. And let's see here. Also, I've been finding some other decent 3D models lately, so I've been totally lacking on, still building up stuff from a concept art standpoint, and some of those that have included the weapons, because I have very particular ideas in mind for weapons in the Firewall Protocol, but I can't illustrate and I can't draw. That's why I've got to rely on 3D models for everything I do. And it's very tough sometimes when the idea is very particular, to try to find that and have somebody else have already had that exact same idea is not very likely. So usually I have to cannibalize things for those very specific ideas. And I think recently, over the last week or two, I found a pistol model, which I can probably, Frankenstein a little bit with some others that I have to finally get close to what the Phantom 4.0 looks like, which is one of the beefier handguns in Ascendant Chaos, and that will probably be used on the cover for the second book. So you'll finally get some visuals of a couple of the Vanguard characters, because my plan as of right now is hopefully to put the Enforcer, Torque, and the Serpent on the cover of book 2. So heard it here first. I haven't really talked about that because I don't have any visuals yet. But that's one of the plans, of course, coming up with the workflow in the next couple weeks here. So let's see, beyond that, nothing else happening around here, so the big thing's going to be getting ready for the show this week. And then, as far as pop culture, I actually had a friend recommend an anime called Full Dive, and the title I can't even repeat without substituting. It's like something to do with this Full Dive RPG is crappier than real life, and man, it's got a lot of language in it, but it's kind of funny dealing with the VR experience, in which apparently to have something be ultra realistic is not actually that fun, and this game supposedly got buried, and there's all kinds of shenanigans in it, but end up being, for being a 1 season thus far, end up being pretty interesting. So appreciate the those recommendations I get from people. I usually try to check stuff out as long as I know it's not something too far out of spectrum of interest. So I don't think I've got much else, because it's been kind of a quiet weekend trying to work on getting things resituated. So here we go. We're back on some MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries for a Metal Monday. And so we're on episode 7, I believe. And I did not cycle the router tonight, so hopefully if we can get through this without any disconnects, it would have been kind of convenient if it would have disconnected in between us reloading a save last time, but that wasn't quite the case. So what's going to happen now? So for legacy, for posterity purposes, I'm trying to do a better job of putting the mission titles in like the descriptions and stuff, in case people want to look at strategies with getting through particular things, because I mean, I know there's a lot of people that play MechWarrior out there, and this game is just so monstrous. But trying to parse between scripted missions, like story pieces, and things which are randomly generated, would kind of make it a very difficult thing to, keep track of. So one of the things we did last episode, there was a scripted mission, but you've got two different parts to it. You can go down one path working for one employer or do another employer. So over the past couple times I've played this, I've kind of always gone with the underdog, thinking, okay, I'm just going to pick this path. I didn't realize that those were scripted, and that like the resources were fixed that come out of that, or at least they're mostly fixed. I mean, a lot of the content surrounding it is pretty static. So what we did, we played through the two missions under one employer, reloaded, and then played through the other two missions. So now what we're going to do tonight is we're going to actually just review the outcome of what we got from those, and then we're going to pick one. And I'm pretty sure I know which one I'm going to pick as far as the outcome, but at least that way, if somebody's ever looking for MechWarrior 5 plus, that particular mission type, at least you can loosely get a flavor of what happened. So kind of a method to the madness, especially since we got another long run ahead of us, and we've got the time, so try to make it useful somehow. Let no gameplay session go to waste. Except for Tomb Raider, it feels like that is a waste almost all the time, given how frustrating that's been lately. Okay, so naturally we're going to load. The question is which one. So the way I kind of named it, so I've got these split paths here. So I got split A, and then split B, and at least I put the ending as when we were done with that. So the reason why this one kind of got borked, I had to I accidentally renamed something. So this would technically be the beginning one, which goes down here somewhere. Anyway, not that you care. But let's jump to the first one here. So this was going through, we were working as the employer, or the employer was Interstellar Expeditions, which was Spears. He's one of the few supporting characters with a fixed name. And I think this ended up being the better outcome, but just for the sake of reference, as where I left the last episode, we're going to go look at what we have left over. So from a battle mech standpoint, we're just going to review damages here. So I think I only lost like a medium laser under this output. So we got about 65 damage there. And I'm clearly not hitting buttons correctly here. 28 and 22. So we're looking at about 110, 120 damage. We're sitting at 8 million. We have a Locust and we have a Javelin. Now, the farmers, I think, would have given us a mech. So we would not necessarily have the mech, but we might end up having more money and less damage to go out in repairs. So there's not a whole lot else to check other than maybe the equipment. Now, I'm not necessarily going to go through this list, but essentially you know what, there might actually be a way to review here. If we go to objective logs and go to, so yes, so we are able to review in this case which items we got. So we ended up getting medium, so we only got 500,000 C-bills, but we got medium pulse lasers, small pulse lasers, heat sinks, and jump jets, and we got barely any of that under the other save. Now, we also did make a little bit more progress on the jobs here. So just for comparison, if we went to the end of working for the farmers instead, that would be this one. And it just didn't feel as optimal. Even if they gave us a better cash payout, we didn't make as much progress on other things. So yeah, we're 2 million short, actually. So we're shorter on the overall amount of C-bills, less progress on the job criteria is there, and then now, so the only redeeming thing is they gave us a cicada. I'm not using fast mechs very much. We're already up to 5 mechs, so we can at least start fielding a larger team. But to lose 2 to get that mech, not as reassuring. So I've got 100,000 in damage there, 114. So we're already up to over 200,000, 250,000. So yeah, we got to pay out more, even though we collected less. And then we'll. I didn't want to see that. We'll go here to objective log. So now you can see that our completed mission is picking up the pieces instead of picking at the scraps. And we got a cicada and we got long-range missiles and reputation. So technically they didn't even pay us anything either. So overall, it does not seem like you would want to choose that path. Now again, player's choice here. Now, maybe there could have been some performance element of how well I played those missions, which might have been factors, but I'd say overall, the first of the 2 choices by working with spears would have had the more beneficial outcome. So we are going to go with the one of working for spears instead of the farmers. So we'll go back to, so basically all these, like the few other saves in here, we're going to essentially become a moot point. So we will go with the ending here from working with spears. And then now we're going to be on to new content here. Might be too much table talk for those who just want to see the explosions and rock'em sock'em robots, but I do have a little bit more of a strategic bent when it comes to some of these things. So we're probably in the hangar, and yes, we need to speak to Rihanna. I forgot this goes down here. I'm definitely liking that the textures are somehow improved over the PS4 version, so at least it makes the trouble of redoing it and rebooting it up worth it. Alright, boss lady. What you got to say?
New contract just came in, Commander. But before I get to that, I've been digging for more information on the mercenary group that came after us.
Black Inferno.
Black Inferno are a very nasty piece of work. Not that we didn't already know that. By every account, they operate without regard to civilian rights and protection, raiding and pillaging at will. More like pirates than mercenaries.
That'd be my
guess. They're also extremely evasive. I see them pop up on the Mercenary Review Board's records from time to time, but not with enough frequency to justify their size, wealth, or sheer power. It also makes tracking their movements extremely difficult. I'll keep searching and see what more I can find. Spears said he'll do the same.
Good. We all want our pound of flesh from these bastards. So, what about this new contract?
Yeah, could be interesting.
I'm gonna rag on that voice actor all day long.
Employees, part of the Apex Mining Syndicate, are being taken advantage of and are suffering under horrendous working conditions. In an attempt to force the Syndicate to the bargaining table, the workers want us to inflict some serious damage on 2 of the Syndicate's more critical mining installations. They believe the only language these people understand is the almighty Seabill.
Or brute force.
Sounds like a noble cause.
Maybe, but they're ready and willing to pay for our services, and we could use some more Seabills ourselves.
Money,
I've
money,
filed the
money.
mission briefing already. You just need to sign off on the operation and get us where we need to go.
Copy that.
Yeah. Commander Mason, the voice acting intern. And I'll not spend too much time on that soapbox. Alright. So, let's see where this is going to take us. No, of course it's called Noble Cause. Okay. Of course we're going to accept. And mission contracts, what's this all about? Okay, so there's something I didn't quite understand, unless this has been improved since the addition of latest DLC, is that the mercenary groups circle around certain areas, but again, we can usually only do stuff inside of a conflict zone, so I don't know why, in some cases, these mercenary zones were around, like, areas that you couldn't do anything. So, friendly and rival, we did eventually see some of those, but, that definitely came later on in Season 1, because I don't think these were added with maybe the second to last DLC. So let's take a look at the star map first. See, like, for example, the one they're showing here in the map, I know it's a little probably blurry here, but that dotted blue line is encompassing a bunch of areas that you normally can't do anything with from a mission standpoint. So why would that even matter? That's, you know, usually what I'm thinking. Now it says within their territory. Okay, so let's say we fly through there. Then what? Regardless of difficulty. Okay, whatever. All right. So now we're seeing all these icons pop up. So we've got. And one of the other things about this game is I make fun of faction names. The mercenary groups aren't too bad. Well, Crater Cobras. Ooh. Yeah, that's not stellar, but those are obviously scattered all over the place. And then once you zoom in, it shows the circles. So. So this right here seems utterly useless. There'd be absolutely nothing to do here other than possibly if there's a stadium or an arena event at this industrial hub. So somehow one of these conflict zones probably needs to bleed into this area in order for their reach to even be relevant. But beyond that beats me. So we're still over here in newbie zone here. I think technically this one might have been where Dayberry is. Yeah, Dayberry and Brooklyn were our first two ones. So we kind of hung around there, and this is saying we're recommended reputation of 4. So it's up to 5, which we're at. So I guess we're not too far out of our skis if we head over here. So my thought is to head over here to Allerton, work on this campaign mission. Maybe we can do some damage to anything fun along the way. But at least that way I can get one of the scripted missions, you know, in the description there. So, I got a cantina here, but I think we're full on jobs. That's not destruction. That's Scorched Earth, which I'm not a fan of. Well, Scorched Earth might be doable earlier on, but still, once they get more difficult with the airstrikes, it's usually a pass. We do need to get repairs done, so if we have to fly this direction, we might as well head over to the industrial hub, pay the lower cost here, and then find something on the way north. Alright, so let's start our repairs here. Might as well look for some lasers. And maybe a pilot. Okay, so we are here at a place that should have some equipments and stuff. Equipments. Plural. Binary laser. And yes, I really need to start figuring out how to use some of this other stuff, because obviously I'm kind of in a rut with tactics I like. Okay, so there's the medium 1 laser, so I think what I lost was a level 2. So still waiting to find some, so I guess I'm not really in dire need for level 1s at this point. Spiders and trebuchets, not really of interest. Finally. Alright, so he's a bad patient. Okay, don't really care.
Prepped and ready, Commander.
This guy's fine, except his helmet looks dorky. He is potentially up to 25. Gonna cost 200k. It's actually reasonable on the price.
You put something in my sights, I'm taking it down.
So she's a little bit more expensive, going up to 27.
Prepped and ready, Commander.
Mother Goose. So he's kind of the same way.
Prepped and ready, Commander.
So maybe what we'll do, at least so we can start fielding a 4-person team, we'll hire him.
Company, Commander. Let's kick some ass.
He doesn't sound like a complete tool all the time. Okay, so not much else to see here. I guess let's just check if a hero mech popped up, which does not look like it. We can go down to the cantina. Not that interesting. Okay, so I guess we'll just fly by the black market and head up to this. Now, apparently we're in a zone here, and one of the jobs has got one of the recovery items, so we'll take a look for that while we're up here as well. Hopefully, you know, did see that glitch out originally sometime during Season 1, I think. Hopefully that's all fixed, but I don't know. Can't hold my breath on game quality these days after seeing how Tomb Raider is a year-old game and has broken controls in it still. Okay. So contracts here may discover security scanners, which is just a random knick-knack, usually in a far corner of the map. So while we're here, let's check Whoa, did you not... It didn't repair the mech. Ah, see, there's still bugs. I mean, this game is a 6-year-old game and still got some of these bugs that they haven't figured out. Okay, so now we're at the black market here. Anything useful here? It's more expensive, of course. So still level 1 lasers. So long-range missile. This is one of the newer pieces of equipment. So this is the hot-loaded long-range missiles. Okay. Yes, battered Vulcan. I think I will pass. Actually, I know I will pass. So I guess technically we have room for one more job, but the ones that we have are not fantastic. It's collecting killing 3 locusts and collecting a commando. So not too urgent of situations there. So there is stuff we can do. Oh, are we in the location already for this? I thought we had to go over one more. Oh, we are at the right location. Okay. So let's do a save here. And figure out what I'm doing. Ah, don't want to do that. Okay. So what do we have? Contracts. So difficulty 17, not too concerned. Warzone and defense. We can do all of these as long as they don't get too damaged in between repairs or just pay repairs out here in the field. They're literally being worked to death. Non-existent pay, low rations, and pitiful living conditions. 2 critical installations. Nothing too noteworthy here. So yeah, the tonnage limit's gone up to 200. Let's get a little on the coverage. As much as I can take on the cash, preferably, which is still only 1.4. Alright. So I'm sticking with mine. He gets the Jenner still. New guy. Captain Chicken Man. And I guess he's getting the Knuckle Dragger. That still only puts us at 150, but at least it's 4-man drop. Alright. Here goes nothing? Question mark? After repairs. Bring on the boom.
Hangar doors opening. Stand clear.
That's kind of weird. When I was watching the Javelin in the far corner, it looked like the turntable, the hatch, was actually spinning at a different ratio than the mech. That's something I gotta watch now. I unfortunately noticed stupid little things like that.
You need to destroy. Take them out along with any enemy forces in the area. Then meet me at the extraction point. Good luck.
What are you gonna do? Some shopping?
Destroyed. Objective down.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
What was she talking about getting destroyed so early? I didn't hit anything. Will the bots do it?
Let's take that tank apart.
You're bothering me with the little stuff.
Target acquired.
The red carpet was a little late, apparently. Oh, now we got VTOLs coming in. They'll come to us anyway. That never gets old. Synchronized chopper crashing. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Target acquired.
Tango down.
Oh, whose shadow is that? There's a shadow on the cliff wall. It's probably one of the bots behind me.
Destroyed. Target acquired.
Alright, who's hitting me in the face? kind of like in squirrel mode here because there's enemies in every different direction.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Lit them up like a Christmas tree.
Destroyed.
Okay, so what are we supposed to destroy here? That. The dish.
Target destroyed.
No more off-world cable for you.
Got another one.
Target destroyed.
Alright, nope, still some red. Turrets.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target
Alright, they got him.
destroyed.
Make me run in circles. Nope, they didn't get him. Now what?
Enemy destroyed.
Target destroyed.
Is there an echo in here? Is there an echo in here? Things that stick in my brain for 20 years and never disappear. That's from the parody they did on the Matrix movies for the MTV Music Awards. We had Will Ferrell playing the architect, and was it Sean William Scott? No, it was Justin Timberlake playing Neo, and Sean William Scott was like along for the ride.
Target acquired.
Well, you gotta get your daily dose of random pop culture from the rec room somehow. Unfortunately, that might have been it.
Our assigned Mech target is on the
Ooh,
field.
if that's a locust, we're taking it.
Down.
Didn't have much left. There we go. Don't act like you did anything. You're like flinging toothpicks at it there, pal.
Nice work, Commander. That should give the Apex Mining Syndicate pause. And a powerful reason to reflect on just how badly they've been treating their employees. Meet me at the extraction point for exfil.
Shame, shame. Poor employee treatment means we bomb your facility. Like, somehow the compensation is not fair. There's like a legal term for that. Like, it doesn't seem to fit.
Target acquired.
Guess anything goes in the inner sphere.
Target destroyed.
Expect us to be the workers' union here. Equal opportunity representative for C-bills. Nope, what am I running past here? Turret.
Acquired.
There's no jobs for turrets.
Destroyed.
Let's get you out of there, Commander. Stand by.
Such noble, much C-bills. There'd be a lot of C-bills if it's that noble. All right. I still love how much this game has an or a heavy action rock soundtrack. Not enough games have those. Okay, so we got this, which is probably the most valuable thing. They're not giving me much for lasers, even though, well, they're giving me a lot of lasers, just not much in the quantity that we don't already have a ton of. So I think the choice will be the expensive item. Maybe an extra one of those and maybe some smalls, so we don't have quite as many of these. Okay, there we go. How do we do on damage now? 85,000. That was a little unnecessary. Okay. We can live with that. Who's taking all the kills? Well, at least I got 18, 10, 6, and 4. I guess that's in line with hiring status. Yeah, I don't remember if they had all these graphics. They might have. It's just I'd have to go back and watch, which I won't do. All right. Job rewards. Okay, cool. We got the J Edgars. What do we get? 178. Some SRMs and some other stuff not too concerned about. But we can start spending money to upgrade things here. But that's for missiles, which I don't do missiles very much. So, well, at least that's our first level here. Treasure Hunter. No, or was that War Dog? I think that was War Dog. War Dog's like the easiest one to get stuff for. The ones that were the toughest were, I think, Mech Collector and Mech Hunter because they were so specific. Treasure Hunter, you get a ton of those. You just gotta find something. War Dog's just, you know, blowing up small stuff. Actually, I don't remember the difference between equipment and treasure. We'll find out. We'll be playing for a while. Okay, well, that at least takes care of a check in the box for doing a scripted mission via Noble Cause. And if we didn't have too much to worry about on damage here, might as well just pay for repairs. See, this is still glitched. Anytime we pick the first mech, sometimes the details don't show up, and I think that's what must have happened last time. So sometimes you have to take your personal mech and repair it last. See, now the details are there, so I can't explain it. Because I can't see the code. Okay, so if we're going to repair those, we can chill here and see if we can find this alternate loot item. If it's this war zone, we're just blowing stuff up. And we're still at decent capacity here for tonnage. C-bill payout modifier.
Warning is in effect, Commander. You'll have limited visibility out there and have to contend with sensor malfunctions.
So sure enough, we had a disconnect. Stand by. Making sure everything's running. Waiting on Twitch. It's happening out of the blue. At least it was after the mission got done. So that means I have exactly 1 hour to wrap, because in case it's the other issue, which Twitch is always the indicator of, like, you've got an hour before it disconnects again. So hopefully for those of you on YouTube and Odyssey, hopefully no issues here. We'll find out. Okay. Never ends. Okay. So we just gotta wait for repairs, but that shouldn't matter.
Attention. Prepare for battle mech departure. Warning. Hangar doors opening. Stand clear.
Weird, as Twitch is not actually showing the clock now at this point.
Into the thick of it, Commander. Help each other hold back the tide of the enemy advance as long as possible, and then get the hell out of there. We will be on standby, waiting for your extraction. Good hunting.
So let's browse the map here. So the item in question is not here, so we're basically just going to run over there and play defense, I think, or run over there and play offense, one or the other. Ooh, there's lightning. Javelin, not a locust. So we got 2 initials and they're sending another wave. Well, he's excited.
Walk on up to the treasure to pick it up. Enemy forces moving in, Commander. Get ready for them.
Okay, so they're sending in 9. Any blue mechs? Nope. They took down the allied mech already. What a scrub. Come on out to play. Nope, I'll take the big one, I guess. I was in the side, maybe I won't yet. Wow, this blizzard's inconsistent. Alright, now they're finally coming around the hill.
Target, Jenner.
Got much left.
Target destroyed.
Denied.
Target acquired.
Did I lose something? No. My mediums are out of sync.
Looks like you've got their attention. I'm showing multiple hostiles
That's
incoming
weird.
on your
Oh,
position.
because I got a 1 and a 2. They're not, so basically, they're not cooling at the same rate. So do I need to hang here, or this is a pretty small map? Do I need to go find them? Oh, there, finally.
New target
Nope.
fire starter.
Whoops. Friendly fire.
Target acquired.
Ooh, locust. Nope. Flee. Darn it. Go flee. Speaking of,
More hostiles entering the combat
well, not really
perimeter.
speaking of, but
Brace for additional contacts.
a little bummed. I mean, I think Alita Battle Angel is such a massive production. You know, it seems doubtful that a movie like that will ever get a sequel these days, given Hollywood's inability to produce anything of original IP. I don't know what Robert Rodriguez is doing in terms of directing these days.
Reactor is about to explode.
Target acquired. Incoming missile.
Like, it's nice that in Japan, you know, they have the ability to stick to source material, usually when it's coming from manga, and even if they have like a 5-year gap, 10-year gap in production, the content still is
Additional forces entering
consistent.
the engagement area,
You
Commander.
put a 5-year gap or 10-year gap between anything from Hollywood, you're getting everything recast. New director, new story, new characters, and even when it's like a sequel. Case in point, even 20 years ago with the X-Men movies, I mean, they barely pull some of the same actors, but you got different directors and characters recast multiple times. Even more so nowadays with DC trying to reboot everything every other film.
New target enforcer.
We have 6 of 8, 6 of 9. Get your butt down here.
Good kill, Commander. That makes
Hole!
it go critical.
Critical in the air. What was that? Something shooting from over here? Saw a contrail, but could have been anything. Seven of 9. What we got over here? Another medium.
New target Phoenix Hawk.
Phoenix Hawk, the Master Chief class. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a wait and see how the Halo campaign Evolve turns out. As much as I loved Halo in the initial era, sure it'd be nice with a new coat of paint.
Target
Whoa!
destroyed.
Hardcore physics bounce there. I don't know. I've played it so much, and you know, given the studio's track records anymore, it's hard to say if it's still going to live up to
We're racking up bonus pay.
reputation.
Stick around as long as you like. We're on standby to pick you up when you're ready for evac.
Very shiny snow. I've actually seen that happen before. It's really kind of cool if you get top layer snow just melted and then get like a sunrise or sunset hitting off it just right.
Pack it up, Commander, before more enemies arrive.
That's the idea. Spend less on repairs. Lots of people poking in on YouTube, so glad to have you. Not often we get more than a couple of regulars. So got the salvage points. I can take a javelin. Actually, that's probably the best choice because I don't really need any of this. So I guess we'll take a javelin and jump jet for something we don't even really need yet. Definitely have the damage covered. Everybody's healthy, so to speak. All right, what do we got going on here? So we still need one more locust. I want to find that other thing for the job before we go hit up another cantina. So we could take this one while we're here. But let's take a look at the star map. Is it going to say... I mean, it is still showing this is one of the planets with having that happen. Garrisons aren't that complicated there. Alright, so here's the potential plan, because I got to do this in less than an hour. We'll do this other basic mission here, and then see if we can wrap the job, if we can possibly find it on... Preferably not a multi-mission one. That gets kind of dull, because there's not really any substance to those. Okay, so let's get repairs started, so we're not going to waste the gas. Let's move this into cold storage immediately, just because no point in spending on the quarterly payment for it. Alright, see, that time that worked. Sometimes it does not. Okay, so we are on to the next mission here. Oh, you know what? I should do a save here. Accidents are prone to happen. Alright, contract time. Here we go. Not really needing much with damage coverage. Let's see if we'll go salvage this time. Since we're doing okay on money, we're up to 11. But that money goes south real quick once we start finding hero mechs. Guardian Angel for the Wounded. Yeah, so they probably got this entire database in there for just some randomly generated names. I'm pretty sure that's kind of how XCOM operated for its missions. Like, Operation Arctic Sunfish. Like, really? What's that got to do with anything? Bald Timberwolf. That was very drab looking.
We have to help the remaining Allied forces, Commander. They're on their last stand. Let's get
Already?
to the forward operating base.
This is like the Fortress of Solitude after Superman pooped on it.
We're at target location, and not a moment too soon.
A whole 30 seconds. Okay, so we're defending on this one. It's inside the horseshoe, so barring any that fly over the wall.
Mercenary unit is en route. Welcome, Commander.
Nothing on scopes at the moment, but don't get comfortable. Hostiles have been reported in the area.
Enemy forces closing in fast.
I didn't notice before if he... So basically with them doing the new icons, that guy's got a cigar in his mouth now. So if he did, I wasn't able to notice. So that's kind of cool, at least with the graphic updates. Some details are more easy to see. I'd totally be smoking in, you know, mech cockpit. Great idea.
Target acquired.
Sarcasm, of course, because I don't smoke.
Target destroyed.
They're gonna pull me way too far out of the base.
Target acquired.
So we're dealing with 11 enemies this time and making sure the base doesn't take too much damage here. Look out for the harasser.
My scope is lighting up with more targets converging on your position, Commander. Stay frosty. Our assigned mech target is on the field. Let's take it down.
Where are they at? Get out of the way, goofball.
New target, Spider.
Spider.
Amazing, Commander. Nice kill. It's even going critical.
That's why I make the big bucks. I think that quote came from Unreal 2.
Heading along a trajectory that intersects
Another
your
game with
position.
horrid voice acting. Is that Locust?
Destroyed.
Yep, there we go. 3 Locusts. They in the base or outside the base? They're gonna probably come over the wall. I don't want to fight them in there if I don't have to. Intercept all interlopers.
New target, fire starter. Target acquired.
Where you going? Didn't say you could go through. Stay out of my way, Mason, or, Freeman. Well, at least he was nice and went through the front door. Heh.
Target destroyed.
Additional tangos en route to your position, Commander.
Sorry, I don't do the tango. Get down. I'll come from the other side now. Alright, you're done.
Destroyed.
Now the base commander's gonna be yelling at me, what are you hitting our base for? Who on earth would build a base on this giant junk pile? You have to be sending postcards from a giant space-sized kidney stone. Alright, so now I'm stuck in the valley over here. Where are ya? At least to the left.
Target acquired.
Back. Is he gonna fly over that? Oh. I guess there's a walkway. Why are you guys following me? Shoot the enemy. Oh, goodness.
New target, Phoenix Hawk.
Take one of those if I can find one. A little bit of a sunburn for this one.
Tango destroyed.
Oof. Another dead cat bounce. Okay, where's these remaining tanks at? We're doing 9 out of 11, so I think these should be the last 2 here. They're all stuck on the rocks.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Ooh. Alright, last one. Somehow this does not strike me as an off-road tank, but it is bouncing around like one. There's more of a hovercraft.
Target destroyed.
There we go.
I'm showing no more enemies on the scope, Commander. Well done.
Alright, no extraction. Alright, we're out. Okay. So now we got the Locust one, so that should get us a little more cash. A little more cheddar. $855. There we go. Take another mech. Machine guns we're doing okay. I guess, well, actually I can take the machine gun and the mech, and we'll be good. Interesting. Is that other one, was that a half ammo? Yeah, it was. Huh. Not too big of a deal. Okay, 44 damage, not too bad either. Alright. Kill 3 locusts. Claim. Another 640. AC2 burst fire. And miscellaneous stuff. Rapid jump jet recharge. Have that on the fire starter, not too big of a deal. Not horrible, but there's plenty of other things like ballistic damage, which would be nice. And of course the ever useful speed increase of 15%. Okay, so let's put that battle mech in cold storage. We'll sell it as needed. Haven't had anything valuable to buy just yet. So since we're going to be moving, let me see if I want to go out to the industrial hub. Probably not. So I think the plan was maybe this one. We'll try either of those for the mission thing. I thought for some reason it may show at the start of the mission though, because if it does that, I'm not going to do all these for no good reason. You know what? Just for fun, how many stops is this? Yeah, it's still 150k. How about this one? No. You know what? We're going to waste the gas. We'll do repairs over here. I want to look for a hero mech. Ah, Kentaro. Nah. Oh, and there bugs out again. Okay, now... Oh, so it's only showing rares. It's not showing no hero mechs. So what's this Kentaro look like? 5 grand for a 55 tonner, 2 lasers, mostly missiles. Not really my idea of a good time. Not just yet, anyway. Okay, so we'll check the equipment while we're here. Nothing in the medium level 2+. Medium and more machine gun level 2+. No dice. Okay. Alright. Alright, that was the end of that. So we'll hit this one on the way. Just to see if it shows the salvage thing we're trying to do. So we got an academy. We could drop one of our pilots here. It's multiple missions, but it doesn't show that it doesn't do anything more specific to show that the item is more likely to be available. So these things are all different supposedly, but okay. So this guy, this lowest one. Oh, nobody's eligible. Why is this one expensive? 36 to level 50, 20 to 35, 20 to 45. Wow, university level. Don't everybody qualifies. Interesting. So I guess I'm not going to bother with that thing, because I would have left somebody behind. Alright, let's head over to Bettendorf. Alright. Contracts. There we go. So there is an indicator on it. So this is a garrison one, and it is on the map. So that's good. Let's say it's trying to figure out what's there and not there. Okay, let me do a save. Okay, so I think we're up to 03. Alright, and now we'll take the contract. Minimal coverage. As much salvage as it can. Hey, if we're walking away with a mech every other mission, that'd be kind of nice. It's not as much of a payout, but at least we can start selling those once we're ready to find something really cool. Alright, so we're still at capacity for tonnage. You know, one of the other things too, especially if you have the DLC package, is primarily Legend of the Kestrel Lancers. You better get your Lance beefed up pretty soon, because once those date and time activators kick in, you're going to be wanting some medium, heavy, and assault mechs, preferably heavy and assault mechs, to start surviving that. Not only just have one or two, but a lot.
Have asked for our protection. Make contact with the friendlies and brace for hostiles to make their move against your position.
This one's a little bit... So we've had some of these moon levels before. I mean, I love sceneries like that. But this one's colored differently. Oh, let's go do that first. Yeah. And they always stick it in the furthest corner of the map. Great. And I just tripped the mission too. You know what? Let's Lance, select all, move to there. I don't do this stuff very often, but it's like if I'm gonna go pick this up, I don't want them wrecking the base while I'm gone.
They're gonna try and take us down, I'm sure of it. That's why we called. Try your best to spare us from as much destruction as you can. This is still our home.
Live on this society-forsaken rock. There's one. There's another reason I always pick a mobile mech, because that way you can get out and back really quick. Especially if you have the bots piloting heavier stuff. All this for a box of space Kleenex. There's still one other hostile off to the side.
That hidden asset should be close, Commander.
Yes, it's so hidden we saw it when we landed.
Walk on up to the treasure to pick it up. Reconnaissance flights show increased enemy presence in the vicinity. Be on the lookout for further hostiles. We'll be sure to put that ammo to good use.
Alright, so the special ones, it doesn't tell. Well, actually, it wouldn't be anything special because it's part of the objective one. That thing's way out here near me. Kind of surprising.
Target acquired.
Recon has spotted additional bogies, heading along a trajectory that intersects with your position.
My position or the base's position? Be more specific. It seems like they're going for the base.
These hostiles are getting pretty close. Watch out.
How's that even marked? Oh, that's a blue one. Our guys are patrolling the middle of nowhere. Right, maybe they can take them. It's not very impressive. They're taking out stuff from bots. They're watching the wrong target. Man, my legs are not facing their way. High noon. There we go. Of course, they chipped out of the base while I was gone.
Recon reports additional forces entering the engagement area, Commander. Be on the lookout for them. Incoming runner. If you can, give them protection until they reach safety.
Runner? What does that mean? Ooh, what's this? Attack the fleeing units. Okay, I'll try. None shall pass. Except him. He passed.
Thanks for the assist, Commander. Why don't we stick around and help out?
You stay put. What does anybody think this is? New York subway? Everybody rides for free? Punch you if I felt like using my arms. Alright, where's this other guy at?
Target acquired.
Okay, if he's over the wall, not going to be an easy one here. Oh, the runner. Oh, there's an that's interesting. New icon for the runner. I don't remember seeing that before, so I'll run that down here in a second. This one first. Yeah, that's a new icon. I do not recommend. Or is that the ally pilot? Oh, chasing this guy for nothing. Is there more than one of those, or just?
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Oh, nope. They didn't get this guy yet. No, it's not. Pipe down. There, see? The 10 out of 10. So I guess we protect the runner. I just don't know what that means for if that's him or something else that I'm overlooking. There we go. Ooh, got some security scanners. Alright, enough for a mech. We'll take another javelin to sell. And I guess we'll take that one of those. House Corita's not happy with us. Minimal damage. Job complete. 450k and miscellaneous. Quick ammo feed, ballistic weapons. So that would probably be more advantageous if I were using a, what was the one I liked using? LB-10X or the UAC or just autocannon, any of those. Doesn't really help much for machine guns to the best of my knowledge. So we haven't even killed any Igors yet, so we just haven't run into any. So let's go find a cantina. Oh, you know what? Cold storage. I said junk it. And maybe just fly around here a little bit, see if we can find a hero mech. But it's been productive already thus far, minus the disconnect. So yeah, that took all those icons off the map. So let's maybe go here. That's pretty close. We'll go buy another cantina, and then we'll head over to the industrial hub. And maybe take on another basic mission just for some cash or something like that. Alright, cantina first. Oh, kill 4 generators now after the fact. I did that. Okay, so the War Dog one, pretty basic. That's just more for experience because those are easy. That's just another collection one. And that's at least 1.3. Oh, whoa. So I was right. I mean, they are now rotating the angles, so now we're actually seeing literal goofball pilots in the cantina here. Because, like, last time we played, it was back to a blurry, obscured picture of their feet or something like that. Apparently they still have cell phone and satellite service in the year 3025, and this guy's popular. He's already answering the phone again. Alright. So we'll check the equipment here. I'm not expecting much. No pilots. Level 2 flamer. Yeah, basic level laser, medium claw, but we don't have anything yet to attach it to. Yeah, nothing I'm too keen on just yet. Okay, so let's head over to... It's already showing the icons, but this is... Excuse me. Looks like another rare. I guess if it's worth anything, maybe we'll pick something up heavier, but... Really want to try to save the money for heroes, because they're that much... more beefy than their regular counterparts. So is a rare spider. No, that's a no thank you. This is a double heat sink, but we start getting those quite a bit later on. Okay, let's get our repairs done. Let's check the equipment. So level 1 small laser. No double lasers yet. Okay, it's just showing blue because it's rare. That's because it's not jacked. Alright, so this fire starter is the same as the one we have, so that's not worth it. Shadowhawk, though, one of my favorites, but, or at least one of my early favorites, still gets replaced and becomes useless. So this one's kind of well-rounded. I mean, but the thing is, I'm not liking it. It's only got one laser. That'd be for 5 million. Love the design, just it's not as strategically viable.
Now, I want to get... Let's do this, Commander. Drinks are...
My combat skills are meant to impress.
Hypochondriac.
I hope your techs know their stuff. I'll be watching.
Sure thing, Cabal. Alright. Not really feeling like spending money on the upgrades just yet either, so let's take a look. How much are they asking for the double heatsink? So we don't have any yet, and they're 33,000. 100,000 for 3 of them. I mean, I don't see why not. If I were to sell my extra stuff here, what do we got? Oh, cold storage. So we can make about 800, 1.2 mil off the junk bots we got. Junk bots in the closet. The ice bin. See, this is so okay. So this is part. For a second there, I wasn't watching the boundary here, but I'm like, well, I thought this was. It's in the Merc periphery with missions, but no, it is still inside a combat zone. Okay, so it's sending us back to the we were just in for the next recovery thing. Let's see if we can track this down, and then they'll probably cap tonight if I can get that finished in one go. Alright, and we still got room for one more job. Collect one cicada. Well, oh, you know, the one cicada that we didn't get from the other mission. So technically, unless, which one did I put? We have a cicada, and if I don't care about the model, is it being specific about the model? Ah. Some of these are hyper-specific. If it's not asking for a particular, then that's easy money. Sorry to say that I've recently joined the Dispossessed. Mechless. Alright, okay. Yeah, we'll take that. And then we'll have to complete that one in order to... So we technically are going to get more for it, because I think we would have only got, what, 600 or 400, so it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah, you can have that. I'll take your 939. Now, the thing is, you don't want to be turning in hero mechs so easily for that, since there's only one of each. As far as I know, I don't know if you'd ever find one again. It's not something that Snare I've really run across yet. Bingo. Rapid charger for energy weapons. So that would work better for lasers. Okay. And also... So we don't have an assassin yet, but we could kill another 10 tanks while we're out there doing stuff. So I'd rather not do the collector one just yet. Get the low-hanging fruit out of the way first, so to speak. We got plenty of javelins. Alright, let's check these contracts. Okay, so this one's a battlefield. The Crater Cobras. Alright, so the possibility here is to go find the solar cells and deal with getting shot at in the process, but at least it's not the multi-mission type, so that is okay. So we're up to 13 mil. Less than 200 on our quarterly payment. Everything else is pretty good health so far, so I think we're in good shape. We'll try that. Oh, also let me check equipment and stuff first. Could put a double heat sink on my my fire starter. Speaking of fire starter. But doesn't seem much. I really want to get other better lasers going first anyway. Okay, here we go. Contract. Let's go find some solar cells. And we'll try to get minimal coverage, salvage, keep getting some free mechs and extra cash. Oh, we can only do 2. Guess we're going damage coverage. Unless we want to do some missiles, which I don't know until you get in the boss fight.
Commander. Your visibility and sensor readings will be compromised out there.
So Call of Stealth checking in is asking, what do I think of the Now You See Me movies? It's kind of interesting that, you know, Prestige is still top of my list for some of the best plot twist movie things, and I didn't even know about those till, you know, my sister mentioned it, and because she said like those were hers, and I've seen both 1 and 2, and I know that the third one's finally coming out, so they're not really top of my list, but I did enjoy the first couple, so that would have been on the list to see when family was in town, if not for the fact it's still not coming out till this month, I think.
If we can continue to hold off enemy forces past our negotiated
This is a
timetable.
barren moonscape. Are they friendly or hostile?
Side by side, no one can stop us. Let's go.
Well, they're friendly this time. Oh, man, okay, so I'm gonna have to
Short, MechWarriors.
leave everybody
High
here.
Command reports enemy
Lance,
movement is projected
select
to hit your
all,
location at any moment.
move
Time
to,
to earn our pay.
and there. And that'll help now that the mercenary company is friendly. This is a long walking map. They're following me though. Huh. So Call to Stealth, have you seen all of, or at least the first 2?
Target acquired.
I guess personally, the reason I'm still more impressed with the Prestige, at least, is because the Prestige's plot was based off something that could be handled with visual cues and stuff.
Just cross the perimeter,
In
Commander.
the Now You See Me movies, like once you get to the end and they explain the tricks and everything, it's still based off, you know, movie magic more so than like not like they actually did the stunts like an actual magician or illusionist would do. I kind of felt the same way about the Illusionist movie that I think Paul Giamatti started, and that came out around the same time as the Prestige, and I mean it was good, it had a plot twist and everything, but again, you know, it's like it felt like the gimmicks were more so movie techniques rather than actual plot stuff that you could prove the audience and say, see, we showed you everything, you just didn't catch it. Okay, so you haven't seen it, but you saw the trailer. Yeah. They're bringing back some of the older cast from the first one, too. So, again, like everything else these days, you know, get your ensemble cast in there. Because I think one of the girls was in the first, but not the second. But I think I think Morgan Freeman and Mark Ruffalo were, like, antagonists. So I don't know if they would be back. But clearly a lot of the mainstays like Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson and... Oh no, Morgan Freeman is back, I think. It's Michael Caine that I'm getting confused. Either way, they got a lot of the main cast back in there. Yeah, I basically could divide up anime, video game, and movie. I can at least pick a number 1 for best plot twist, or plot structure, I guess. Prestige has it for movies. Code Geass for anime, and then still to this day, Knights of the Old Republic for video game. But then beyond that, there's like no number 2. Like, there's good plot stuff, but not to the same, like, never saw it coming, even though the clues were right in front of you kind of style. Well, this should be easy with, like, overkill number of bots here.
That mech is on our kill list.
Ooh.
You know what to do.
Kill it. Why don't you hold the front dome? Alright. 10 out of 11. One more.
New target, Phoenix Hawk.
Asking if I wasn't surprised by Village or Lady in the Water. I think we talked about that. Lady in the Water, it wasn't as much as a bank hard to port kind of plot twist. I don't remember as much about it. The Village, I guess I didn't really see coming, but it was not nearly as impactful as a couple of Shyamalan's older ones. I would say Sixth Sense definitely would be up there, but because Shyamalan was originally good at showing you the clues, but I didn't care for the style of the movie. You know, it wasn't horror, it wasn't action, it was just, if it wasn't for the plot twist, there's not anything else about the movie of interest, and I think a lot of his kind of fall in the same category. Prestige at least had a lot of build-up with its environment and characters. Most of he's kind of, you know, Shyamalan's always been like a one-trick pony. It's plot twist and that's it. Yeah, so I mean, I probably still only seen Lady in the Water and Village once. I mean, it's been 15, 20 years. Well, I guess if they're sending in these guys, I think these are on the list. Yeah, we'll make half our quota. Especially since we got all the other friendlies out here. J. Eggers? Yeah, we'll take a J. Edgar too. Bad news, more money-making opportunities. Depending on if they're heavies or not. Viva la Moonbase. Yeah, nice shiny color scheme. Alright, oh. Opposite side of the X-fill, eh? Oh, I thought I got a headshot there for a second.
Enemy mech forces spotted operating in the area. Watch out for
That's a
them.
carrier. It's my fire starter still holding up. Well, that's weird. The control, I'm not overheating yet, but it's doing that weird pressure sensitive thing on the right trigger again. Why can't video games just be 90% accurate and then left alone after release? We need to add this new energy saving feature to your console, so therefore it intermittently goes out while you're in the middle of playing it. Because reasons. What is this, a Vulcan? Die quick and suffer. Oh, I'm almost on. No, I'm not almost on machine gun rounds.
Be sure to take it apart.
Well, at least we hang out here all day and just kill all the stragglers. Got about 5-10 minute warning here. I think that went to the list. Still no Igors yet. A little too early for Igor, even though it's after Halloween. Well, an extra 127 is not bad. Might give us some extra salvage in the process too. Well, now they're sending stuff in. Ooh, the suspense. Make it good. Send me a Jenner VTOL. A couple pieces. Yeah, speaking of which, building a few more of those up. Fire starter. Oh, tripped over here too, unless it's this mech. Stay away from Maxville zone. Oh, quit bouncing around. Oh, they're both fire starters. There's not much left of that thing. There we go. Let's get out of here. Extra 200k. It's very rare that I stay and do over stuff, but since we got so many easy low-level things on the job thing there, plus we had the extra mercenary company, not many opportunities of that benefit. Stay frosty. Well, I have to watch out for you crashing on my head. So that worked out. Extra 200k, got the extra job mission. Let's see what we get for salvage here. Hopefully, I mean, I was starting to get a little bit in the red there on the damage, so we'll see what our repairs look like. And probably level 6, maybe not. Okay. Ooh. No, we gotta kill the generators, not collect them. I already have a generator. Alright, we'll take the Vulcan. And not much else. Okay. Go by cost then. Okay, so that and 2 of those. Yeah, House Karita really not liking us right now. 80, all that fighting and still only 87 in damage. That's pretty good. Bounty Hunter. Oh, I forgot about this. So this was one of the more recent features added. What was this doing for us? Or maybe this is one of the middle DLCs. This might have popped up with Solaris Showdown or something. Like if you do certain things, what does it tell us? Extra sea bills and supplies. I forgot. We'll find out. Oh, or it's gonna tell us. Okay, that's what it was. It's based on the rival Merc companies. Okay. So you get extra stuff once you hit different levels. Basically, for encountering different ones as well. Hunter levels. We didn't get very far on this because, again, this got added about halfway through a playthrough. So maybe we'll probably try to focus on this a little bit more. Might get us some extra goodies in the process. All right, job rewards. There we go. Solar cells. Okay, and we can add another job. Collect 8 single heat sinks. If we have that, we'll turn them in now. Not to buy a few more, but it's fine. Alright, cold storage for you. We'll pull you out if need be. Keep building up the closet full of bots. So just out of curiosity, we'll fly down here. We'll end on an industrial hub. We'll get the repairs started. And then... actually, before we go, though, let's see if I have... Oh, job rewards. Yep, we got 8. How many do I have? Doesn't tell me how many I have, but they're going anyway. We can buy more. Okay. buy more or salvage more. Okay, check the black market. I think we... Oh, maybe I did that already. Level 3 already for heavy rifle. Okay, nothing else to see here. Oh, I got a couple minutes left before it chokes out, so let's get a move on. Fly down here. A Bogard. Not gonna let me. Why can't I fly there? Travel prohibited? Oh, it's not gonna let me go till I talk to Rihanna. Okay, we'll talk to Rihanna next time. Alright, so I'll leave repairs. I just gotta remember, make sure I get the repairs started next time. Because I did that before. Flew out of the area and didn't do that. But our repairs aren't too bad, so I think overall it's been productive. We got a new pilot, we got plenty of new mechs, which we can use for cash. Got a couple jobs taken care of. Our job board's going up there. Got us started on the mercenary rival stuff, so I'd say it's been a pretty chock-full episode for being a short one, so I guess I'll just save it as this, just in case, even though I can just pick up where I left off. No, don't do that. New save. Lucerne. Okay. Alright, so thanks for bearing with me during the disconnect. I was hoping to not have that issue tonight, so apparently I still gotta make sure to cycle the router and stuff. But yeah, we've had a good turnout tonight, so thanks to Call the Stealth for chiming in over on Twitch, and we had a pretty healthy crowd over on YouTube, so hopefully I didn't miss any comments or anything. I didn't see anything here in the chat, but if people are just watching lurking, that's cool too. So the plan for right now is that I'll be doing Tomb Raider probably on Thursday, but I forgot to mention top of the show, I think my Metal Slug Tactics physical edition has finally shipped after a year. I mean, I knew it was going to be a while from the pre-order time, but it ended up having an extra month delay, and that was even several months later than just buying the standalone. I ended up buying the specialty edition for it, so that was why it took longer. But once that's in, and maybe not tomorrow, but maybe the following Tuesday, we'll get back on a Tactical Tuesday thing since we finished up Shadow Tactics recently, so that'll be the potential game plan. But as always, hit the follows and subscribes if not already. Check out the Linktree account in case I want to keep tabs on shows and other things like that. But in the meantime, next immediate plan will be Thursday. So have a fantastic one, everybody, and see you soon.